Hey guys, welcome to Chat with KST. It's your girl Kay, and today we're gonna be talking Sukihana, Suki with the good coochie, okay? And we're gonna talk Sukihana because recently she released an Afrobeat song called Casamigo, and the song is really good, by the way. And that's not cap. That's really listening to her song and saying, "Oh my God, this song can really be a hit if it's pushed and promoted the right way." So, congrats to Sukihana on that. And we're just going to talk about her because she sat down and she's done two interviews, one with the Jason Lee show and another with the Breakfast Club. And both interviews, it really elaborated more on who Sukihana is as a person. So a lot of time we can see the caricature that she portrays, and that can rub people the wrong way. So actually getting to know the whys to the way in which Sukihana think the way she thinks can definitely help us to love her and gravitate more to her and see who she is, right, as a person. But before we do jump into that, for all my YouTube family, I just do want to advise you guys that this is a podcast. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see much of any visuals, but nonetheless, the podcast will be lit anyway. So let's just jump right into Sukihana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clips. And as I play the clips, then I'll just talk about it. Okay. So this is the first clip.
Ask you this. Not too long ago, you said you did not want to be ghetto no more. You wanted to be, classier, I guess.
Okay.
What did that stem from? Did that stem from what, commentators or spectators, critics?
No.
Where did that stem from?
Definitely didn't stem from like commentators or spectators or the popcorn crew.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I'm just growing as a woman.
I got you.
I am growing, and I feel like just because I came from the hood don't mean that forever I have to be, ghetto. Ain't
That's
nothing
right.
wrong with being ghetto,
No.
I feel like my voice is for the hood. The baby mamas love me, the hood bitches, the hood rats, whoever you call it. I know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to be ghetto forever.
That's where we're from, not who we
That's
are.
where we're from. But then
Yeah.
when I said that, it's like people talking about you could take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. And I feel like when it's time, it's time. It just depending on my demographic, who I'm talking to, So I just want to grow.
Yeah.
I thought I just seen the interview. You said you would fart and...
Yeah, I will fart in a nigga mouth. I said that.
Yeah, she
You
did.
think that's ghetto?
No, I used to say that all the time. Back in the day, that was my
That's
thing.
right.
I used to say, you suck a fart out of a girl's butt. That was a sign
Yeah,
of
and that's
love
what
and
I like.
respect.
I don't think
that's a
that
sign of
that's-
love and respect.
Yeah, I don't think that's ghetto. I just think that's
This is
disgusting.
nasty. It's
Yeah,
nasty.
I just don't. Yeah,
Yes, it's nasty. I never said I didn't want to be nasty no more. I said I want to be ghetto.
There you
Okay,
go.
you're right.
But if a
That
man
is
wants to
the
suck a
words.
fart out my ass, I'm gonna let him. I love that.
Let's get it.
That's a sign of love.
Here, Suki, we hear the bass coming
It's
in
coming,
now.
it's coming. Here it comes.
Okay, yeah,
She said that. Yeah, she's clarifying. And you also said, since he brought it up and only him, he brought it up that you would like to be pissed on as well.
What? She shouted out
You
to
said
Diddy
and
first.
only him.
She shouted at the Diddy first, and then
She
said...
shot out, yeah.
shouted
But
out
that's the
Diddy?
only comparison that she had to come to because earlier somebody had said that they like to be peed
Young
on.
Miami,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? I thought it wasn't Carisha said that she
Yeah,
liked
Young
to go in
Miami,
showers.
yeah.
And I was showing love. I said,
Yeah, because she is in supportation of that.
supportation. At the end of the day, I don't know what I might do for somebody that I love.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'm a very submissive queen.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's why I like to talk to somebody with leadership skills.
Mhm.
Because if I talk to a drug dealer, he probably had me in the hood, and I don't want to do that no more.
All right. So we're gonna start off right out the gate. Golden showers. We did a segment on this where Sukihana did talk about enjoying golden showers. Now, the thing with this is when you, and this should be this is a learning lesson for me, but it's also should be a learning lesson for anyone. When you watch clips of people online, you're only getting a segment of what it actually is, because then Sukihana later goes on to say that she's never actually done golden showers. She's actually never doodled on anyone. She's never done it, and she wouldn't want for it to be done to her. But it's just something that she said, and said that she's open to doing these things and stuff like that. Open in terms of doing it to someone else, right? But haven't already partaken in these things. Now, what I want to do is I want to say it like I just want to note the dangers of watching a certain clip and then running with an opinion from that. So even though that clip went viral and people were like, I was one of the people who was saying this. I was like, how are you going to say one in one breath? It's like DJ Envy was saying in this interview, or hinting at in this interview, one breath you're saying, okay, I want to be a grown person. I want to show my growth. But then in the next minute, you're saying you want to do golden showers and you want to be shitted on and farted on and fart on people and doing all these different things. It's just like, how can the two correlate and coexist? And what she's saying is that I said I want to experience growth. I didn't say I don't want to still be freaky. I don't still want to experience a freaky lifestyle and nasty lifestyle, if we're gonna quote her exact words. So for me, I feel like if that's how Sukihana wants to look at it, if she wants to look at, okay, my growth does not affect how I coexist in my sexual life, then that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. I just really appreciate the fact that she did clear up in her interviews that, hey, this has never happened to me. So when we saw the clip yesterday from Jason Lee and everyone posting it on social media without actually watching the interview, you would have thought that she was out here doing golden showers and doodling on people and stuff like that. But in reality, she hasn't ever done it. She was just talking about it and stuff like that. Now, my question to her would be like, how do you know what you like without actually experiencing it? Yes, you are a freaky person, but when you start getting into all those chemicals and doo-doo and all of that, like that gets really, really bad. But she also did mention in her interview with Jason Lee that for the right price, she will do it to someone else. So only she knows what she can stomach and what she would do for the right price. So that's what she said she will do. So who am I to say otherwise? Now, in her interviews, she did address a lot. She addressed a lot of people. She addressed a lot of things. And what I want to do is I want to play this next clip of what she said. One sec.
An artist and as a TV star.
Absolutely.
People were mad at you a couple of weeks ago.
Huh?
People were mad at you a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, you want to say that so bad.
When
What?
Ellie Chopper.
L.A. Chopper, dude.
That's right.
When my hair, I don't know. Shit, didn't he come on the show?
Yeah, he
What
was on
you
there.
saying? What you saying? What you saying? Cause y'all want to bring it back.
He said
What
he
you
wanted
saying?
He said y'all was cool.
No, the fuck he did. He said Sexy did. Now you motherfucker lied with your eyebrows.
Get into it.
Yeah, now you lied. You know you lied.
My eyebrows look good.
I
Come on.
ain't gonna lie.
I know.
No, they gonna lie. I ain't gonna hate her now.
All right. So basically what she was addressing, and that's one of the things that she addressed that I wanted to touch upon, is a couple weeks ago there was the Emily Choppa video where essentially she was walking like a dog in the video, and Emily Choppa was holding both her and Big Sexy by the hair. And I was also one of the people who criticized her for it, and just not even criticized her, criticized both of them, telling them that, like, look, your hair is your crown and you shouldn't let a man do that to you in such a disrespectful manner and having you crawl like a dog. But the way in which she sees it is as if it's a form of submission to her man. So she doesn't see it as her being demeaned. She sees it as a sign of endearment to her man, to show how submissive she can be. And she said essentially it wasn't her idea, it was the idea of Big Sexy. And at first it threw her off, but then when she reframed the way in which she looked at it and the way that she saw it, that's when she was more open to actually performing the act and walking around like the dog on the floor and doing all of that. Now, I don't agree with her on this one. I feel like it still sends a signal of being degraded by a man, no matter how much you're saying it's a form of submission. I feel like walking like a dog or walking like any animal is just comparing yourself to an animal, and it's not a form of submission. If you want to be submissive to your man, there are so many other different ways in which you can be submissive to your man, and you don't need to walk like a dog and let him grab you by the hair for you to show submission. That's not showing submission, that's showing domination. And I feel like that's showing disrespect, that's showing a lot of other things, a lot of other D's that is not good. You know what I mean? But let's hear what she had to say, because like I said, she cleared up a lot of things. So let's hear this other one.
Right, when she went in them comments, like, girl, I got on your ass. You could have, if you felt like anything, you could have wrote me, because you know exactly who I am.
She could have
Like,
DM'd you.
Right.
I might not be like mainstream, but everybody from the streets know who Suki is.
Yeah.
So if you felt like you wanted to, talk to me as a woman, you just write me. And I would have, I would have talked back, but it's just like, I can't even respect you in them comments writing them long ass paragraphs. I ain't even read nothing but the last word. And that's what I got on her ass. You think you better than people because you got to perform with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
No, she didn't.
She did perform with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. I watched it.
That's not happening. That's not how that happens.
That is how it happened.
And even Beyonce was like, no,
Yeah.
wait.
Beyonce was trying to stop
like,
her shine that time.
this.
That girl got on that stage.
That's not how that happens.
Well, I like the narrative she's taking because it could have been Beyonce hating on her.
Because Beyonce was hating a little bit.
Beyonce could have been hating a
What was
little
the last
bit.
word? You said you only read the last word. What was her last word?
It was just like, you don't listen to something that she was trying to give me some healing.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I do need a little bit of healing. She wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but
she
like
probably
you said,
wanted the best for me.
it could have been personal.
It could have been personal.
It could have been more personalized.
Because it was like a little shady, like, look at what they doing to America. Bitch, I like to get shit.
I like to walk
you don't
like
even
a dog.
know what I do to these niggas. They get more than walk like a dog.
I fart in their mouth.
Yeah, like what you say, you ain't saying nothing about me farting in these niggas' mouths.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she probably did that too.
She did it.
But the
a
video
little bit
was
more.
public, though. So you know you're a public figure
Yeah, I'm
now.
a public figure.
So when you do things in public, people are going to address it in public.
I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck about no comments but Lil Mamas. I ain't look at no comment but Lil Mamas.
That's right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I felt like the Google.
Oops, sorry. All right, so let's talk about it. She addresses Little Mama, and we'll also get into Mama D and Danny Lay, which are some other people that she addressed as well. So with the whole Little Mama thing, she basically felt as though Little Mama was acting as if she was better than her, or better than, than walking like a dog. Essentially, because of the commentary that she made. And she felt like if Little Mama really wanted to show love and really wanted to uplift her, she would have slid in her DMs and said something instead of making a public comment for everyone to see. So the feeling better than doesn't come from the actual healing or the actual message. It was the way in which the message was being conveyed. So she felt like, okay, well, if you really want me to understand where you're coming from, instead of talking about the video that you saw, which was what we just spoke about, the NLE Choppa video where she was walking like a dog in it, if you want to comment on that, Little Mama, then essentially why don't you DM me personally, DM me one-on-one, and let's talk about it. And when we have a one-on-one conversation, at that point you can share all this healing with me and everything like that. But when you want to do it publicly, it sends a different message. Now I'm gonna respond to you publicly. Now I'm gonna say things to you publicly that neither one of us are gonna like. And for one, here I step in with my commentary. I kind of do agree with Sukihana. If someone does do something wrong, and I heard this from Evie Pomporis, a Secret Service agent chick that I really like to watch online, where she said, if someone does something incorrect and you want to reprimand them or you want to correct them, it's best to do so in private and not in public, because when you do it in public, the egos come about. And I feel like that's exactly what happened here. Little Mama had the right intentions in terms of, and for those of you who don't quite know what I'm speaking about, remember the video that I just spoke about where NLE Choppa, it was big sexy idea to have NLE Choppa, and I have this all over the channel as well, my YouTube channel. But for those of you who are getting caught up with it, they basically had the big sexy video, they had the video where Big Sexy Red was talking about she wanted the girls to walk like a dog in the video, and Little Mama expressed, hey, like, this is not how women should convey themselves or conduct themselves. It doesn't matter what the price tag is, and stuff like that. And a lot of other people were giving her backlash. So the Breakfast Club was just like asking her essentially, like, how did that make her feel? And she said all she was paying attention to was the Little Mama comment. And back to what I was saying before, I can understand how she can feel as though, why would Little Mama say this publicly and not privately? Especially her expressing that, Sukihana expressing that she was actually a Little Mama fan. She remember growing up to lip gloss is popping, lip gloss is cool. I think we all kind of grew up to that song. So she's just like, after going through that and now being faced with the star, and that's what the star has to say, and the star is saying that publicly and not privately, of course someone may have the reaction like what Sukihana has. And she did go back and forth on criticizing Little Mama but also uplifting Little Mama, so it doesn't seem to be like there's any beef between Sukihana and Little Mama. But nonetheless, I just wanted to kind of clear that up there. Now, another thing that Sukihana did address was in her Jason Lee interview, she addressed Danny Lay, and she addressed what Danny Lay said in her song when Danny Lay says Redbone is what he wants, when she was talking about the baby and was shading Mimi, the baby's dark-skinned baby mama. And basically Sukihana wanted to weigh in on that because Jason Lee had asked Sukihana to give her interpretation, her first impression, I think, of the person. And her first impression of Danny Lay was to say, hey, now you're just another typical baby mama. And what you said to dark-skinned women like me was disrespectful, and you shouldn't have said it, because you're trying to show that you're in some form or shape better than dark-skinned women because you're light-skinned. And imagine you now feeling like you were better than a dark-skinned baby mama just to end up being just another baby mother of the baby. And she was pretty upset, and she expressed how she felt, and she said that she's the dark-skinned person amongst her light-skinned family. And she's saying, the dark-skinned people didn't really enjoy that. Now, for me, I feel like I didn't enjoy when Danny Lay said what she said. I don't feel like anyone would enjoy that. The colorism or a colorist expressing that vocally and publicly to bully another black woman. I feel like it doesn't matter what shade you are, you shouldn't be bullied into feeling like you're lower or lesser than another person because you're a certain particular shade. So I feel like that's basically the message that Sukihana was also conveying, and she cleared that up. She told her opinion on that. She did speak a little bit about Meg Thee Stallion, but she didn't really want to get into the whole Tory Lanez Meg Thee Stallion situation. Another thing that Sukihana cleared up was she cleared up the whole Mama D thing. She's like, Mama D, like, if you get 5 minutes of fame to talk on a platform, why are you talking about me, essentially? That's what Sukihana basically said about her having, Mama D was talking about how Sukihana have loose lips and stuff like that, and she was talking about her vaginal lips and stuff like that, and Sukihana started to go in saying that, her lips don't sink ships and how they build the worlds and create the universe, and she went into the Bible and Bible stories. It was a drag, but only if you understand the Bible. Like, you'd have to understand the biblical stories behind what Sukihana was talking about to understand what she was saying about building Noah's Ark. Now, me personally, here's where my commentary step in. When you value God the way how Sukihana proclaims to value God, you would never, ever, personally, I feel, use Bible stories to compare them to your vagina. You would have the utmost respect for God and his word and his creation and the way in which his world was created, to not essentially demean his message by comparing it to your vagina lips. Like, I just feel like that's disrespectful. And because essentially what she was saying was her lips don't sink ships. her vagina lips don't sink ships. They're like Noah's ark. And for those of you who know the Bible, Noah built the ark and it helped to save the lives of people and stuff like that before God sent in the destruction for the 40 days and the 40 nights and stuff like that. So she basically used all of that and metaphorically compared it to her vagina. And what I'm saying is, if you love God and you respect God the way that you claim to do, you wouldn't do that, right? Because you'd have the utmost respect for God, your creator, and you wouldn't do that. And I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful for her to compare her lips to the Bible, her vaginal lips to the Bible. But again, that's just my opinion. But nonetheless, I want to just give my overall opinion on Sukihana. Sukihana is a great personality. I watch both her interviews. I listen to her music. It sounds great. Her new song sounds great. The new song is called Casamigos. The visuals on it are great. The sound behind it is great. The beats behind it is great. I'm happy that she's not somebody who sugarcoats in her interviews. She answered the questions. She's straightforward, straight shooter. That's what you need when you're in an interview. You don't want somebody who's going to be too politically correct. While Sukihana wasn't too while Sukihana was a straight shooter, she did have those moments of being politically correct where she wouldn't go overboard. So it was the perfect balance between, I'm gonna be real, but I'm also going to be smart in these interviews. So she said what she needed to say, address all the things that she needs to address in social media, while even calling out Charlemagne the God, and calling out people and for what they've done and said and brought up about her, while respecting, she gave shout outs to Cardi B, while respecting the people who have given her opportunities and have celebrated her. She talked about WAP. So it's like, I don't know. I like Sukihana. I like her personality. The only thing I didn't really like about her interviews and stuff like that was that she did compare her vagina essentially to Noah's Ark, and I feel like that was very disrespectful. But anyway, outside of that, she's a great person. Check out her new song. It's called Casa Migos. And if you do see the other video, Golden Showers, and it's talking about Sukihana enjoying golden showers, understand that video was done prior to seeing both interviews, and that's just the dangers of watching a clip. And once you see a clip, you can't run with the clip. You have to watch the long form content. And I know that we are in a society where long form content isn't really appreciated. We all want everything stuffed in a 30-second, 15-second, 60-second video, but long form content is essentially key to getting the full grasp of a story. So if you do watch it, it's just same opinions, just more information added on in this video or in this audio if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. If you listen to this on YouTube, share your thoughts on Sukihana. Do you love Sukihana? Her personality is lit. What do you think? Or do you think her personality is a little bit too much for you? I would love to hear what you think about Sukihana's personality. I would also love to hear what you think about her new song, Casamigos. For those of you who are listening to me on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, I just want to say shout outs to you, and we'll talk next time. Laters.